All right, I think we'll get ready to begin the begin, as it were. Greetings, all you shooting stars and luminaries. Welcome back to Aura Shorts, our weekly series on product presentations and hacks. I would like to give a personal shout out to Jennifer Mason for sitting in these last 2 weeks while I was on my staycation. Thank you very much, my friend. Okay, as always, we're going to ask you guys to please check out our YouTube page, which is where we store our library of shorts and other visual goodies. We're also happy to share that Oblaney Rinker is working with City Harvest. City Harvest is New York City's largest food rescue organization. We ask you please consider this organization when you're deciding where you place your donation dollars. Now, a few notes about our presentation. We're going to mute all the participants as we normally do. And while we can't open the bar up for drinks, we can open up the chat bar for your questions. So please load us up. Matt will be happy to answer all those once he gets to the end of the fixture presentation. If you would like to adjust your screen arrangement, it's our understanding, thanks Jen, that if you use the speaker view on your screen, you'll have the best experience. And lastly, we're going to do a few things differently after the fixture presentation today. A little bit of a departure from our typical hack videos. We're going to do something different. In fact, we would ask that if you stay for it and we think you'll enjoy it, you share your feedback with us about it. So I'm going to leave that as a teaser. Now, about our feature manufacturing partner today, TPR Enterprises. This manufacturer is based here in New York City, I'm happy to share. LED and fiber optic lighting and controls, that's what they make. Established in 1980 and now have completed thousands of projects from Broadway shows with their fiber optic product brands and casinos to commercial buildings and high-end residences. With a very wide range of LED solutions, here is Matt from TPR to share the newest in product offerings. Good day, Matt. What's cooking?
Thanks, James. My name's Matt. Welcome to TPR. We're based in Mamaroneck, New York, just in Westchester. It's a 20-minute drive outside of the city. We're real local. I got some cool stuff to show you guys today. We've got a whole range of tape light products, and we just came out with a new Cove Max Seamless 24-volt tape light. That's what it looks like. As you can see, it's one seamless strip of diodes across the whole length of the fixture versus something like this. It's 3 diodes per 2 inches. And the cool thing about Cove Max Seamless tape light is it's perfect for like tight spaces, tight coves, low profile extrusions. This is a project we did in Florida. This is turtle yellow, and we use this color white, so the turtles don't get attracted to the other color temps of white light the humans make and mess up their environment. So that's a project we did in Florida. Moving right along here, we've got our pixel tube. It's RGB, comes in 1, 2, and 4 foot lengths. Has these mounting holes to accept the fastener right in the flange of the fixture. And I'll go ahead and turn this on for you right now. All right, so we're going through a chase right now. This fixture is cool because it pixelates every 6 inches. So on the 4 foot fixture, you have 8 individual segments. Each segment can do something different from the others. Another cool thing about these pixel tubes is the control systems used for them. So we use Madrix pretty much exclusively to control these lights. And the cool thing with Madrix is it allows you to drag and drop video effects or like fire or water, chasing effects, night riding effects right in the program itself. So if you've got a bunch of these chained together in a grid or in rows and columns, you can have a low resolution like video screen on the side of a facade of a building. So that's a project we did in Peru. And as you can see, we've got a rainbow chase going throughout the whole project here. We also had a fire scene and a night riding scene on this bridge as well. And they had the Madrix software, so they had the ability to do the video, the drag and drop video, and also have their lights respond to music as well. Moving right along here, we've got our Phantom floodlight, Phantom range of floodlights, starting at 20 watts and going all the way up to 500 watts. We've got a bunch of different color options, beam options, white light, single color, RGB, RGBW. Another cool thing about these fixtures that they can do is they have a bunch of onboard functions, and you have this nice addressing interface on the fixture itself. I can go ahead and demonstrate that for you right now. Let's get in there a little closer. So I can go ahead and change my digits and change my colors the same way. Got a bunch of single colors, a bunch of color changing shows on here. And they have also another awesome functionality is master satellite functionality. So if you don't have DMX hooked up to these fixtures and you have a bunch of these fixtures chained together, the first fixture gets addressed a certain way and controls the rest of the chain itself simultaneously. We've got some roller coaster projects we've done. This is one we did in Iowa. We've got a bunch of 40-watt floods lining the whole track. And then on the bottom, on the ground, we've got some bigger floods, 150-watt RGBs, shining up the larger support structures. We work with KCL Engineering on this project to get the timing of the sensors right and the DMX triggering events right. And that's all I got on this slide. Let's move to the next slide. This is the Beach Creek Museum in, I believe this is in Nashville. And we've got two 40-watt floods, one on one side, one on the other, shining up magenta and cyan up this tree. It's a really nice effect there. This is another roller coaster we did. This is Adrenaline Peak. I can't remember what state this is in, but again, we work with KCL Engineering on this project to get the DMX events correct with the cart chasing the lights around the track. So we have a video of that up on our website for you guys to check out. And that's all I got for you guys today. Is there any questions, James?
Okay, thanks for that, Matt. Yeah, there's a couple in the queue. Can the fixtures be programmed at the factory? And are chips in the floods the same as in the linear so that you would have the same field of view?
Absolutely. So we use Cree chips exclusively for our floods and linears, just same exact chips. So all of your colors are going to be the same, uniformity wise, the same colors, same DMX triggering. Everything will be nice and uniform throughout. What was that first question?
On the Pixel tube, is that side, back, and end feed available? Is it possible to feed it from any point of the luminaire?
So on the Pixel tube, it's actually recessed. The feed is end feed, and it's actually recessed in the fixture. So you can kind of direct it any way you need to direct it out the end of the fixture, whether it's the bottom, out the side, out the end.
Okay. Going back to, another question was on the IP rating for the Cove Max. What is that?
So we've got a couple different options for that. So our non-protected option is IP20. So that comes without the jacket. And then we've got an IP rate, and then we've got the weather protected version, which is IP67 rated, which has a silicone jacket and sealed ends. Gotcha.
Okay. And then what color temps and wattages outputs are available as well for the Cove Max?
So for seamless, for the seamless 24 volt, there's 4 different color temps. 27. Actually, I think there's 5. There's a 22, a 27, a 3000, 35 and a 4,000. And if there's something that you need in between that or above that, I can check that out for you. There's
Gotcha.
also,
And the wattages?
the wattage is 5.5 watts a foot on the seamless 24 volt tape light. And it can be run 21 feet, 21 and a half feet from a single feed.
Okay, if someone wanted to underdrive that with a driver, would you be able to tune the driver so that you could run the runs a little longer?
What we would do is we would just put another feed on the other end of the fixture and have both feeds home run back to the power supply.
Okay, but if someone wanted that look, but they didn't have the wattage allowance, would you be able to tame the input current in some way so that they could still meet some type of code requirement and still get the benefit of that look?
I'd have to look into that for you. You
Gotcha.
probably have to go down in wattage and put some resistors on the board, but I don't see why not.
All right, and I'm sorry, I think I missed, you said, but I missed what the output at the full 5 watts is.
The output is 527 lumens a foot.
Dig it. Okay. Well, it looks like that are those are all the questions that are in the queue. Thank you very much for that. Most appreciated. And now on this Thursday, we want to take a little journey, and we are going to move from Main Street Lighting USA and head to the neighborhoods, homes, and hearts of some of the people in our lighting community while they've been in quarantine. Over the last few weeks, we've checked in with some of you, and we are very thankful for what people were willing to share with us, and even more proud to share with you what we discovered. We hope that you enjoy ORA's very first Chit Chat. Okay, now, guys, we have one more meeting after this meeting, one more Zoom meeting after this meeting.
We can't, another Zoom meeting today?
No, I know, we'll keep it short, though. We'll keep it short. Jennifer, please, can you get a Zoom invite out to everybody, please?
Says no, no more meetings.
So we already have 2 Zoom presentations on the calendar for this afternoon and a sales meeting after lunch.
I don't understand. I thought it was early on the meeting.
Wait a minute.
I don't think I had it.
Wait a minute.
Somebody resend that invite.
At 1:15.
At 1
Is this Zoom
o'clock.
meeting the same as the other Zoom
It's
meeting?
1:15.
Come on, guys.
It's 1:15.
I don't think I remember getting an invite.
Everyone calm down.
I mean, these Zoom meetings are just killing us.
Wait, hold on, guys. There are advantages to working from home, right?
Do you work from home, or is your home where you work? Something like that.
I think the biggest advantage of them all is, I don't know if you've heard about this thing called New Jersey Transit.
And the sunlight naturally waking me up in the early morning.
I mean, it's like the being able to roll out of bed and to start working. It just gives more time in the day to do things, which adds on to being able to include more activities.
I don't have to commute to the office every day.
Of Zoom calls like the one we're doing right now. And I was like, guys, that's my life every day.
Meetings, which I feel like I spend some days like 8 hours on the phone, but I think they are more efficient.
It's been impressive to me that that in working in self-isolation, it's really been this intense collective team effort that's kind of got us through it, that's kept us going.
Really how you do get to know somebody and see a lot when you see them like this, so.
Flexible schedule.
A lot of the email traffic drops off after 5 or 6. I think that's kind of nice.
I think people are more focused on tasks. There's less interruption.
A little bit more time to just take a break away from what you're working on and like kind of unwind and give yourself some moments of peace.
Do like a 20-minute spin and I'm ready to go. Just clean everything out and get a fresh perspective. I think it actually makes me more productive when I work from home.
I'm intensely proud of my colleagues for doing that, for recognizing that it needed to be a collective effort.
Yeah, Doug, you make a good point.
Yeah, I mean, now that we've been spending so much time at home, I mean, you guys know that I love to sing. I get to sing more. So that's been great. How about you guys? Has anybody picked up any new hobbies?
Does drinking count?
Back into sewing, which mostly was driven by making masks.
Just a few weeks or maybe a month or two before the quarantine, my wife decided that she was going to learn how to play the drums.
On top of, because of commutes or work, I'm walking a lot. Jim's using the Peloton a lot. The kids we definitely have gym every day.
Going on her drum kit and trying to teach myself how to play the drums, but it's not something that I can do in secret.
Obviously, practicing and playing the bass and having a lot more time to kind of woodshed.
I have a chair bench a plan for a while that I've wanted to build, and I said, you know what, I'm going to do it now. So I built that over a long weekend.
But woodshed is actually, you go lock yourself in a corner and play bass, or practice. It's called woodshedding. But woodshed in the other term, which is I like woodworking.
Well, I guess I've been baking more, which is probably a pretty cliche answer.
Gardening a lot.
Our backyard looked pretty much like trash. Like the 2 years that we've lived in our house, we've started gardening.
I've done a lot of fishing and finding new spots, and I can tell you my casting has gotten much more precise.
Okay, we've done landscaping. Justin is in the back in the office and correcting me.
Outdoor bikes. So Jeremy and I will go on bike rides, which we haven't done in forever.
And I'm also going to take up kayaking.
If there's any new hobbies, it's certainly given us a little bit of time to practice old hobbies that have maybe drifted away.
Bought some new toys to be able to do some digital artwork and try that out.
By joining this dance party that happens on Instagram.
I have a 5-year-old daughter, or 4-year-old daughter, and she's learned how to make coffee and drinks.
Well, so many people have kids and animals. I mean, what are they going to do after the quarantine ends? Okay.
I've seen all these videos of people showing how their animals are annoyed that they're home all the time.
He's just sleeping on the window right now. His name is Thunder, but I just call him Cat.
She just doesn't. I feel like she was annoyed at first when we were home all the time.
I would say his routine hasn't changed too much, except when he's done sleeping in the day, like at 3 or 4 o'clock, he is annoying as hell. So Jim has to feed him to make him shut up, and then he still bothers Jim more, so we have to throw him in the basement. So Howard is getting fat. So that's going to be a change when we leave.
She definitely wants to be wherever I am.
She's probably not going to care.
So used to us being around. So it'll be interesting. I mean,
she doesn't understand what parks are for yet, but it's going to be interesting to watch to see how you train a dog that you've just acquired when you have to go back to work, knowing that she's going to be about 50 pounds and it's not going to be as easy to bring her to the office anymore.
I mean, I've always worked from home, right? So this isn't actually that new for me, but she's really going to be upset when my wife's not here.
Actually, the guinea pigs will miss me the most.
I probably need to spend 10 minutes with him in the morning, and then he's good for the rest of the day.
One of the things that's kind of depressing me about this is that she hasn't seen anybody even close to her age for 3 months. Scary, you're my best friend. So I think she'll be okay. She gets to see another kid.
He'll be fine because he was used to that already. I think he's pretty excited to get back into school and get playing with the kids, and
It's going to be very tough, I think, because we've been spending a lot of time together, and I've been trying to take off extra time to spend with them.
Yeah, I'm really excited for. We just got HBO Max, the Studio Ghibli.
Let's see, I watched Schitt's Creek.
Watching Top Chef, the current season.
A lot of theaters have been streaming. The London production of King and I was streaming for free.
So one series that I missed the first time around was The Wire.
so I wound up finding on HBO a show called We're Here.
Ozark, we're completely caught up on Ozark.
Elite, I watched on Netflix.
I did jump on the Tiger King bandwagon. I saw all that.
It's Alone. It's from the History Channel.
Sort of binge watched Orthodox.
Also, Queer Eye. I've watched that. That was a good feel good recently. So.
My girlfriend is Judge Judy.
We've gone through The Sopranos again.
Nice little mini series of Tales from the Loop.
And we dove into Stranger Things. So we watched that whole first season.
The Society, on a more serious note, was actually really good.
Started to watch a new one myself called Fauda.
What is it? The Order. And I just started that this weekend, and I'm already in season 2.
We've binge watched some Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, some PJ Masks, a lot of what's the show about the puppies? All the puppies. Paw Patrol.
I am so tired of cooking. What are we going to eat after the quarantine?
I would really love like a Sonic burger.
Queso.
Sometimes I get a shake. You definitely tots.
Dying for French fries.
It's kind of a dive bar meets tiki bar called the Commodore.
Doesn't matter as long as it's not my house. And
Some good carnitas tacos.
There's a restaurant in the city called ABCV. It's one of my favorite restaurants. I would love to go back there as soon as I can.
Excited to have a draft beer at a bar.
To go sit at at any of the restaurants out here, it's just going to be wildly cool to maybe get a good Italian meal instead of having one in a tin can.
But I really miss like dumpling and ramen and
raw fish.
I want to go out and get a good steakhouse steak.
I want a plate of fresh French fries from my favorite bar and grill or restaurant. Like, I haven't had French fries. Like, I've time to make them at home. I just haven't had good French fries in months.
I don't care what the food is.
Right. This whole thing is so crazy. Although each of us is dealing with different ends of this, there's always a silver lining. What's yours?
To say the silver lining is spending time with my wife.
Personally, it's that. It's like my wife and I take shifts, and I get like the 12 to 3 shift with her, and we go outside.
Overall, just trying to spend more time with my kid. It's actually nice, even though it can be very tiring.
Is that I've actually created a workout routine that works.
It may be cliched, but my block has really taken to the 7 o'clock gratitude hour. And it has led us to actually meeting neighbors because you're all out on the patio and we're screaming and clapping.
Nobody hates each other. We're not getting a divorce. The kids haven't run away. So I am just thankful.
I got to spend time upstate with my family.
It's a huge silver lining to be able to be back with the person you love, and now understand with being down there for 10 days and now being up here, he's up here for 10 days, understand what it is like for everybody who is in this situation, stuck in a place with, rightfully so, the person that they love or the family that they love, but understanding what the nuances of living in a closed environment is.
We seem to be having a lot of meetings, but it has been a great way to see people and talk to people and check in with people at a different kind of more personal level.
It always seems like life is so busy normally that we're just kind of passing each other in the evening and passing each other in the morning, and we get the weekend. So now we get at least one more day together.
I think for a silver lining, it's actually making me appreciate more of the kind of a work-life balance.
Have been realizing all the people that are important to me. Because when you're separated from them, you don't get to see them. You go, man, I really miss that person.
Like seeing her walk for the first time was the best moment.
Okay. just going to get one more question in for Jesse. Jesse, how do you feel about that?
Mute.
You gotta unmute yourself.
Guys, I said, we're New York strong.
Zoom meeting. And zoom, 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 zoom. Thank you so much for hanging out. If you do have any feedback on that, we really would appreciate it. Hopefully it touched you in some way or another. It's been a big time for us putting that together and sharing it with everyone now. We invite you each Thursday at 12:15 to join us live for these presentations. And as you may know, we spin it again at 3 o'clock just in case you can't make it at 12:15. Thanks for spending your time with us and your support for Oblaney Rinker Associates and TPR Lighting Products. Stay safe and hope to see you next week. Thank you again very much. Adios.